Day, still counting election day, 2 days after the election. And we about to get started, y'all. Let's go.
Well, I'm the first King James, and that's Romeo Still Counting International.
The sun is shining, shining, nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping, and I'm excited. Time to get ready, ready for another day. No one can stop us. Oh, we gon' learn to play. Oh.
Okay.
I bet so we'll be
Shut it down, shut it down.
Another
Okay. Well, maybe the videos could pay
morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. How do you do? Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. How do you do? Good morning. You see me on my grind. Woo, stars got to shine. I'm a supernova. Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah, I'm on the move. I got a way to shine too. So let me hear you say, every day we gonna learn to play.
And every day we are gonna learn to play. Hi, I'm Romeo International. I'm still counting, and that is my partner, King James. Clearly, we were forgot about but we're here for you as well.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I just.
Hey, good morning.
Narcissism is a
disease,
boy.
We got Romeo Still Counting International in the house. We got the second King James in the house.
See the shade already. The shade. We got the shade coming already. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even want to introduce us, Romeo, as if we didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Narcissism is a disease.
No, let me tell you why I forgot, because you sitting up there coming for my glasses talking about I'm just trying to look smart. It's a vague attempt at trying to look smart. These are my prescription glasses, sir.
I wasn't trying to come for you. That you didn't even have to mention that. Nobody heard that.
Everybody heard it. We were live. We were.
No, we were not.
We were.
Well, thank you for. Well, thank you for all the Rolling Out AM wake up call fans out there. You know what I'm saying? Who's following us on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I want to give an early shout out to every ballot, every person that's counting ballots across the U.S. I just want to give y'all a shout out because I know they own y'all ass. I know they own.
Wait, hold on. They not counting no more because your president told them to stop counting. That's what I heard last night.
So they started a huge ruckus in Michigan last night. As soon as he said, "Oh no, stop the counting. We need people to observe. We don't have enough poll observers in there." So do y'all know what they did? This is midday yesterday. I guess he put out the call, like those be his calls. You know what I'm saying? When he projects into the atmosphere, those are his secret calls to his cronies to say, hey, go down and handle that. And that's what happened. He had a whole bunch of GOP supporters convene upon what used to be Cobo Hall. It's now the TCF Center. It's the big conference center downtown Detroit. They all went down there. They convened upon it. They were storming it. They was trying to get in and look at the counts. They were being very belligerent. They were being very aggressive. The people who were supposed to do their jobs, they couldn't get in because the other people had bombarded their way in. They had to call the police down there. It was a madhouse. And speaking of madhouse, I was trying to get down there. I couldn't. They started blocking off the roads, and I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. Let me see if I can find some videos so y'all can see. And then later on that night, they started singing. I'm not laughing.
Wait.
But later on that night, they started singing gospel songs to help calm the situation. That's all I'm going to say.
I didn't even know.
I'm surprised that Trump supporters even knew where Detroit was because they never go to Detroit. That's first of all. So shout out to all the Trump supporters who found on a map where where the city of Detroit is, because it's one of the most maligned and vilified cities in the country. So I'm surprised that they were able to find their way down there. Second of all, there's a lot of stop Trump because they're doing it in Arizona. As I look at CNN right now, they did it last night in Arizona. They did it somewhere else in the country. I think it was Philadelphia. And you notice, Romeo, is that, follow me along with me here, okay? All the states that Trump won, there are no issues about the count or the ballot, or they're not trying to stop the count. But the ones in which he is losing or have lost, because he lost Michigan. He had a big lead on Tuesday. And now he lost, but he wants his votes to stop in Michigan, Arizona, Pennsylvania. What? I mean, what? I don't know, Romeo. Well, help me out here.
No, that's very interesting, King James, and an intellectual point, because if we refer it to modern times, it's just like when the King James, your other brother, was going for the championship, and everybody was like, "Oh, he can't win because he's missing shots." And then he started missing shots, and they say, "Well, he must have some added help to help him miss the shots." Let me tell y'all something, Mr. Trump. I'm gonna help y'all out here. A L is an L. You can look at it, you can turn it upside down. It's still an L. Y'all better take these L's. But I do got a question though. I didn't even know that the polling places were public. I thought they were like
Private.
Private, secured places that people didn't really know to find.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got an education. And one of the things that we've done in 2020 is we got a lot of education on a lot of things that we didn't know before. And one of the things that I didn't realize was that it was a public place where people just walk in. Yeah. I mean, just walk in. I mean, I thought that, just like a grand jury testimony or a grand jury procedure, that it was private and that it was not available to the public. Right. So, yeah, the fact that they could just walk in and create ruckus while unarmed people are trying to do the nation's business is deplorable. So, but again, shout out to these people that they were able to find Detroit on the map, because they don't go down there. All they do is talk about Detroit. The suburban Michiganders, all they do is talk about Detroit, down Detroit, stomp on Detroit, but they don't go to Detroit except when they want to go to a hockey game. Actually, I want to point out that Detroit is known as Motown. It is not Rock City and Hockey Town. It is Motown, baby. That is his nickname. Thank you. Back to you, Portia.
I will say, I said this yesterday. I love this whole experience. I've been watching. I've been like tuned in to CNN, like I'm watching a movie, and it's interesting to learn the process as it goes along. I think it's more interesting to see how in major cities, majority of all major cities are blue, but everything else around it is red. But the major cities are blue. So I'm not saying people's voice of vote doesn't count, but I'm like, man, if somebody said this yesterday in Florida, if Miami, Tallahassee, Tampa, Orlando, and somewhere else is blue, what are y'all, everybody else, what are y'all voting for? Because clearly y'all don't even live in no major cities. So it's just interesting, man, to see it pop off. Shout out Janice Simmons. Shout out Barbara Fields. She said her birthday is tomorrow.
Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, sorry.
Happy birthday. And go down there and help them count. Help them count, because
I found one of the videos, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and play it from my phone. This is from one of my fellow media family here in Detroit. She can y'all see this?
Okay. And what's this reference?
What is this video?
So this video is of a woman outside of the TCF Center in Detroit. That's the major conference center. She's pleading for no fraud in the vote count. She said, if you brought in votes that were not true, stop what you're doing. You can stop now and say you're sorry. There's forgiveness. So let's just listen to what she got to say. If we can. Yeah. Oh.
Stop what you're doing! You can stop now! You can come out and be right! You can say you're sorry and turn! And there is forgiveness! There is forgiveness! And a new way to live! You can live in truth! You can live in righteousness! There's a new way to run this nation! If you brought in votes that were not true, if you brought in violence.
What is wrong with people?
I mean, most of these people are not very smart. I mean, they just don't have much intelligence, and they're led around like sheep. They don't have any type of individual. They're not independent thinkers. They're easily led. I mean, most of these people would be happy to be led on, a strap, like you do a dog when you go walking. These people don't know how to think of their own. They're basically being dog walked by the president of the United States to get involved in some lunacy, because this is absolutely ridiculous. As I will say in my report, I'll elaborate on my report later on. Corruption in voting is exceedingly rare. Now,
Oh my God.
voter suppression is very widespread, but once you cast your vote, it is exceedingly rare to have any type of corruption. And this is according to the experts who have studied voting throughout the decades. So all of a sudden, there's no corruption leading all the way up from the 18th century and the 19th century and the 20th century and the 21st century. But all of a sudden, because one man says it in the White House that we have corruption, all of a sudden, the whole process is corrupt. No, I mean, come on.
King James, so let me tell you where there is corruption, right? So allegedly, some of those mail-in ballots that were lost, it's rumored to say it's around 300 and something thousand of the mail-in ballots have just disappeared. And then it's gone. And then a federal judge ordered all of the post offices to sweep their facilities to look for the ballots. They didn't do it.
So whose fault is that? That's the.
I don't know if anybody is going to jail over that, but they didn't do it. Like, how do you not do what a federal judge ordered you to do? So of course the judge is upset. He's like, listen, I asked y'all to do this before election night. Y'all didn't do it. And they was like, oh, well, we just couldn't find it. we didn't have the time. We didn't have the manpower. We just didn't do it.
See, this is what I'm talking about, voter suppression. Now, voter suppression is widespread and has been going on for decades. But once a vote has been cast, corruption is usually non-existent in America, in American history. And
Right.
so why isn't someone being held into contempt of court? Why is it not? Because the post office is not a local government. It is a federal government institution. So therefore, the U.S. Department of Justice should be investigating this. The FBI, somebody from inside the Justice Department, whether it's the FBI, whether it's the U.S. Attorney's Office, should be investigating this. And the fact that that the current administration is allowed to get away with this type of misinformation, I don't understand. I mean, somebody should be held in contempt of court.
I was reading Iris Baker. Iris Baker said, "Crazy ass white people."
And
What did she say?
she said that's white people.
They're crazy white people. Hey man,
Donald Trump, she also said that Donald Trump just can't take a loss. Like, stop whining, stop crying. Like, take your loss. Get out the office. You, sir, are fired.
And you know what? I think that the country learned from the 2018 gubernatorial race between Stacey Abrams and all of the voter suppression tactics that went on there to get the current Georgia governor in office. His name escapes me right now, but actually to me is irrelevant. But because he's just a flunky, he's a Trump flunky. But I think they learned, and therefore they weren't able to employ the same tactics in 2020 that they were able to do in 2018 to get that narrow victory as governor in Georgia. So Brian Kemp. And so, Governor Brian Kemp. So they learned from those mistakes or those tactics, and they were able. It's like on a football field. Once you show your hand, we're able to come up with a plan to counteract what you do. And so in 2020, they weren't able to do the same things, and that's why this election, as I look at CNN now, and it continues to narrow in Pennsylvania, narrow in Georgia. I mean, I can't believe what's transpiring, Romeo.
It's gonna blow y'all away. Janet Simmons just texted me and said that she just found out you can actually pull up the ballot places on online and watch live. You can actually watch live the ballot places online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope that there's a lot of security at these ballot places, because if you can watch them live, that means people know where they are. And because there are a lot of crazy people out there who can easily be persuaded to do something stupid, I hope that there's adequate security.
Like convene upon the TCF Center in Detroit in mobs and try to intimidate. Y'all, I got another video. Let me show y'all this. So again, this is from one of my media friends here in Detroit, Vicki Thomas. She's over at WWJ News, and this is her Twitter account. So let me bring this up so y'all can see this.
There's a lot of crazy going on.
Yeah.
I love Iris.
Sorry, y'all.
Good father. He's good father. Oh, you're such a good
Man, what the hell is this? What the hell is this?
So those were Trump supporters well into the night.
Doing what? What is that?
Stopped counting after Michigan was already declared and projected to Joe Biden, after all of the mobbing that they did, after trying to get into the places where they were counting, after all of that, Trump supporters said, we just don't sing and do a praise worship.
A praise worship, wow.
It was a praise and worship from the Trump supporters.
Wow, do they even know what a church is? I mean, these people can't. They can't.
It looked a little different. I haven't seen it that way. Like you see the guy, one of the guys, he's holding the Bible, and you see the police out there. You see, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was, and I promise y'all, I was trying to get down there. I didn't have an escort yesterday, so when I was trying to get down there, it was during the day, and I was like, at night, I'm just gonna take
your escort. You mean you didn't have your chauffeur? Wasn't ready?
I didn't have an escort. I did have my chauffeur.
No chauffeur. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you right, chanting or praying. Hey, look, man, I'm sorry. I don't know what type of time y'all got on your hands. but come on, man. Like, come on, man. Y'all, it's the middle of the night and you chanting or whatever you doing. Hey, man, what's wrong with y'all?
But not only that, Trump was late. Like, I mean, he was late. I mean, they already lost Michigan. Now, on Tuesday night, he was up by double digits in Michigan, and he pretty much declared victory. Matter of fact, if I'm not correct, if correct me if I'm wrong, Portia, Trump did declare victory in the election overall.
No, he declared victory over the whole election.
Right. And so he was leading by double digits in Michigan, because what happened, people, a lot of people may not know, or some people may know, is the fact that most of the on the election day ballots were counted first, right. And most of those were pro-Trump, but they did not count. And then they counted the early ballots and the absentee ballots second, and most of those were pro-Biden, and that explains why the wide lead on election day or election night. And so now, because Biden is doing a come from behind against Trump, now they want to say that everything is corrupt, but only in the states that he's losing or has the potential to lose. All the states that he'd won, none of the states that Trump won is he filing a lawsuit claiming corruption. That's what makes it so ridiculous. All the states that Trump won, they're fine, they're good. But he's filing a lawsuit against all of the states, the swing states. That makes no sense to me.
And then, man declared. So his leadership is so backwards to me, right? So he calls for people to stop the counting, but you stopped you called for the stop of the counting while you were behind, sir. Like you lost. If they stopped the counting, you lost. You were already behind.
Now this is gonna go back to my point. The Portia's always talking about team. Who was on Trump's team? Because clearly,
well, see, Trump is an authoritative person. He's an authoritarian. He's a dictator. He's not going to listen to anybody on his team. This is why I continue to preach to y'all that it's very important to have some humble, grounded people around you and on your team. Because if you don't, you could possibly lead yourself astray and become delusional and become what's Terry's favorite word, narcissistic and all of that, and just completely go crazy. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah. He's trying to bypass democracy. And like you said, he's trying to install this type of totalitarian government in which there is one person, like a king, like they had in England back in the medieval days. He doesn't want democracy. Now, he preaches democracy while practicing authoritarianism. And so basically he wants to bypass all the rules, all the laws, and basically just go ahead and do what he wants to in order to stay in power.
Despite what his team tells him, Romeo, and you can see where that goes, right? So, and here's still another point. He had his whole speech written up for him and what he was going to say at 2:00 in the morning, whatever it was on election, the night of election, going into Thursday morning. They wrote him a speech. He sat up there and was like, they tell y'all something, this is my election. Y'all might as well just stop right now. And he never goes on script. He never says what they want him to say. He always goes about his business the way that he wants to go about it.
Oh man, this is gonna be so fun this weekend, man. I hope this is cleared up by today. Because if you go into the weekend with this, oh my God.
Well, I know it's not going to be cleared up today, and it's probably not going to be cleared up this week or this month, Romeo. From what I understand, first of all, some states said that it might not be finished till Friday, and then there's going to be lawsuits filed, have already been filed by the Trump administration, and then on top of that, Georgia is within. Excuse me. Biden has come back to the point where he's within a 0.5 percentage point of the lead. And so if it continues down that path, there's going to be an automatic recount.
Wait. I just want to be clear. Biden has come back and he's within a 0.5 percentage in the lead
of Georgia. Yes. Yes, is now. Well, I don't want to say that the states keep coming up. Now it's Arizona. There it is. Trump is 49.6%. Biden is 49.2%. And when you're within 0.5 percentage point, that spurs a recount. And so, Romeo, I'm sorry, this is not going to be solved this week, or maybe not even this month.
Well, it's not. Well, if the other states
you looking at Terry, so I can pull it up so we can see it.
It's on CNN.com.
Okay.
The other states pull in the Arizonas and who else did I see? Who else was left? Who's left?
Huh?
Who's left? What states?
Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the states that are left.
What are you looking at? The interactive map, Terry?
Dorothy Edwards said he's past what he wants.
Well, I'm looking at the TV where it says electoral map.
Let me pull up what I have right now.
Yeah, just show up the states that are still being counted. And it says that in Georgia is within a percentage point. Yeah, that's the entire country. But pull up Georgia. And it shows, there you go.
But it says 49.6 and 49.2. Trump is in the lead.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Biden has come back because remember he had a double-digit lead in Georgia on Tuesday. And now he's come back.
Biden was in the lead, but you're still saying that Trump is leading but Biden has narrowed his
Right.
narrowed.
He's right. Okay, maybe I didn't articulate myself correctly. Biden is within a half of a percentage point of taking the lead.
Gotcha.
Can you show me the states again?
Yeah. So what y'all want to look at? So Michigan, it says it flipped. So they did give it to Biden.
Okay.
Right. Now, all the states that you see in gray, those are the ones that are still outstanding.
Okay.
So you have Pennsylvania, and Trump has a comfortable lead there.
Well, they say comfortable, but there were millions of mail-in ballots that still hadn't been counted.
And this is one of the states that Trump is suing.
The system broken, right? Like the system is so outdated, right? The voting system.
Now, these are the states that let's go back to over there out west. So Nevada, Biden has a kind of not a comfortable lead, but he has a lead in Nevada, and he has a more comfortable lead in Arizona. And they're expecting Biden to take those two states. And if he takes those two states, he wins the election. He only needs those two states. He don't even need Georgia or Pennsylvania. It would be nice, but he's at 253. Nevada and Arizona combined have 17 electoral college votes. So if he wins those two states, he wins the election because combined they have 17 electoral votes.
So my original question: Do we all believe that the voting system is broken? Like,
well, a lot of people don't believe in the electoral college.
Right, but okay, so take that point, but also take the point of how we vote, like the mail-ins, the in-person. I get it. The mail-ins. There has to be a better way than the mail-ins, right? Because those are the ones that majority get lost in the sauce, right?
Well, I think they intentionally get lost.
Well, according to the political pundits, they say that it's usually not a problem. All of a sudden in 2020 is a problem. They say that voter fraud is not a problem. It has never been really a problem at all. Of course, with a nation
stepping in and help President Trump win last time. Like, I don't understand the never part.
Well, what I'm saying is that they're saying it's exceedingly rare. So I'm not, never is too strong of a word. Of course, in a nation of 350 million people, you're going to have instances here, maybe instances there. But overall, corruption is exceedingly rare. But all of a sudden, just because Trump says it, now all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden, corruption, the system is corrupt. All of a sudden, mail-in ballots are corrupt when it's never really been corrupt in the past. It's been rare instances of corruption in the history of American politics, of American democracy. All of a sudden, in 2020, it's a problem because Trump says so. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I got one more video to show y'all, and then I'm done off of Detroit. I'm done.
You're trying to floss. You're trying to floss the D big time today.
No. It's just that some of these people on my feed, they had live coverage. I was trying to get down there, but I wasn't on foot, so I couldn't.
A true soldier would have got down there. True soldier. Mm-mm.
What you want me to do? Walk? And I didn't have an escort. And I didn't have a what you call them earlier? What you call them?
Hey,
a chauffeur.
Chauffeur.
Hey, Terry, watch she's pulling up that video. Do you think voting could ever be digital if it was used in the same sense of how we do face recognition?
Well, I feel like. Well, let's look at this video first.
Let me see if I can get the volume.
Well, while she's doing that, I think that with Silicon Valley in America being the most advanced country in the world, in the history of the world, I think that there has to be a way that we could do things easier and simpler. I mean, we got Google, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got all of these internationally influential platforms, and so there has to be a way that Silicon Valley can construct some type of a system by which we can get this done easier, simpler, and avoid any type of corruption. But at this time, we're still doing it the old-fashioned way for the most part. For the most part.
Okay, y'all got the sound to come back on. Hold on.
Okay.
It's not coming on when I share. Okay. It's not coming on, but y'all can see.
This is
they're mocking Joe.
Dump chimp.
Well, maybe that was Agent Orange.
That was.
Yeah, the sound is not coming on, but y'all can see what the temperature was down there. You see who was down there. And this was actually when it started getting dark. So this was around 7 o'clock. So this was the singing that we sang earlier. This was the singing.
I really do not like that they know where the ballot place is. Like that is wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they're going to have to look at that in the future.
Are down there. Anyway, that's my last video. The sound effects are detracting from the video, but at least you can see what the atmosphere was like.
Right.
This is Detroit, y'all.
That's your city. You got to claim that. That's all you. Congratulations. That's all you.
No, but the thing about it is that I guess because of the arrogance of the current administration, they didn't think they were going to lose. And by the time they tried to mobilize people to go down there and disrupt the process, it was already too late. Michigan had already been declared a victory for Biden. So I guess it's just ignorant arrogance that put them in this position in the first place, because they should have went down. They should have been down there long before they finished counting. By the time they realized, wow, we could lose Michigan, it was too late to mobilize people. Like, what did you go down there and affect? What did you change? What did you do? What did you stop? You did nothing. It was too late. It was already declared.
We got two questions. Well, first of all, King James, we got to discard this question. This comment. Femi Swint said, "Good morning. Keep up the good work. I love that color on you, Portia." I don't know why he said that. Maybe I don't know what color. That's
all I'm saying.
I mean, you see Portia pull on her hair. I mean, what she said. I mean, she pulled on her hair.
Thank you, Femi Swint.
Oh yeah, she on 1,000. And Janice, because I know we waiting on Carrie. Janice Simmons wants to know how each state carries electoral votes and why the small ones carry so much. So I guess she wants to know why does each state carry an electoral vote and why the smaller ones carry so much. Why the smaller ones carry more votes, I guess. I'm saying this
right. I don't know if they do. Like say for example, the state of Ohio, from where I'm from, and I can only speak to that because I'm from there and lived there and watched multiple elections from the state of Ohio. And Ohio has an inordinate amount of influence, being a relatively small state in comparison to Texas and Florida and California. But yet no Republican president has ever made it to the White House without winning the state of Ohio, ever. And so, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, these swing states, it's because of the population density. Before, I don't know, the 20th century, Ohio was one of those states that had the most metropolitan cities in that state. And so it's based upon population density. Now, the small, so it's not the size necessarily, it's the density, it's the population in that particular state that determines the electoral college. And also, how many people participate in the census. You know what I'm saying? That's why the census is so important. It only happens once every 10 years. So it's so important to participate in the census, which just passed here in 2020. The next one is not until 2030. And so those two factors, figure in about the electoral college. So it's not necessarily the size of the state.
Gotcha.
Well, I think we did beat this dead horse to death. Did I say it right?
Wait. Did we beat the dead horse to death? I mean, come on.
We beat the dead horse to death.
Okay.
So I'm done with Detroit, y'all. We're blue. Like Detroit, they said Detroit single-handedly delivered Biden this election. So I just want to let y'all know that Detroit is out there doing their job. Shout out to Wayne County. Shout out to all of the surrounding areas that voted for Biden. Shout out for making sure that Michigan is what color?
Ain't nobody said that. You said that.
And it'll be the only time in my life as a Buckeye where I ever said Michigan go blue. I will never hear you. You will never hear me say that ever again. Ever.
Let's get into this social report, y'all.
And to the first part of the social report, nobody ever said that about Detroit. Just want to let y'all know.
We single-handedly delivered the election.
No, y'all didn't. No, y'all didn't. It was the entire state. It wasn't just Detroit. So quit.
Detroit came through.
See, you started to sound like Trump. You lying.
I don't lie. You only lie. You gotta have something.
Wherever Ashley go, I'm gonna go with her, even though she got her bonnet on. Oh, y'all gonna love this. All right, so let's be clear. YN Melly is in jail right now for an altercation that he got in 2 years ago when he was shooting at another rapper. Now, it was the rapper's birthday, and his mother and his girlfriend brought strippers to his cell outside his window and showered the dancers with money and brought in luxury cars in the parking lot across from his window. Now, and I got video on this, but let's go here first. So when the video surfaced and the mother got caught by Broward County in Florida because the dancers were dancing to Cardi B's WAP, she said, "I'm just here to celebrate my son's birthday." Ma'am, you're across from a prison, ma'am. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, mom. And the mom not only got arrested, but she got fined because your son ain't the only window. There's a jail. It got windows, so you had everybody in the jail running to that side who are on that side, looking at these exotic dancers. Actually, can you play the video? This is gonna be so.
Mama must be young.
Can you play the video, Ashley? This is outside his cell, and you're gonna see the jails.
Wow.
What is it? Hey, shake your ass. Oh, it came off. It came off. Let me put this down.
Finish, bro. I got this slap through
Kitty on the net.
So apparently, when the police pulled up, and the state patrol pulled up, and the police officers pulled up to figure out what's going on, the mom, like I said before, mama said, "I'm just trying to celebrate my son's birthday." Now you get to be locked up with her.
Wait, they took her to jail?
They took her to jail. She's actually in the jail's parking lot on top in the parking deck. She's on the jail's parking deck on the top with the dancers for her son. She's technically on I don't know what you call that type of ground, but jail ground, federal ground, whatever you call it.
Right. But what I'm saying is because of what she did, they took her to jail?
They sure did.
The mother.
Come on, Mom. Join your son.
I mean, what are you mothers doing out there, Portia? What are y'all doing?
That's what I said. She must be a really young mother to think that.
Oh, so this is the kind of thing that you did when you were young, a young mother?
That would be okay. Like, let me tell y'all something about my kids. If they in jail, please trust and believe that I told them and any and everything that I could to keep them out. And because they are in jail, they did something that I told them not to do. That's number one. Number two, if you in jail and you proceeded to do something that I asked you not to do, or I told you not to do beforehand, and you did it anyway, and you calling me to get you out, guess who's not coming to your rescue? It's gonna be me. Guess who gonna stick their ass in jail? It's gonna be me. And guess who gonna be somewhere on the island just being cool, good. Listen, like I told my son the other day, I said, my job is to make sure that I'm steering you in the right direction. I'm giving you what you need in terms of so that you know what's right and what's wrong. If I tell you something and I believe that it's wrong and you still choose to do it and it's wrong, that's on you. And I'm not coming to get your ass out of jail.
So they already know. They already know.
Already. Listen, my son was sitting up there talking, the 14-year-old, he was sitting up there talking to bull crap, talking about, well, mama, I'm just saying, if this happened in this, I'm just saying, I'm telling you now not to do it. If you proceed to do it, you do know that you know right from wrong. Since you know right from wrong and you still choose to do it and something else happens, whereas you might end up in jail, guess where you stand?
I guess some of y'all moms, all the real moms, y'all get the same handbook. Cause I swear y'all be saying the same line. You know, if you go to jail, you're gonna stay in jail.
I'm not. You better call your grandma because I'm not doing it. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not.
Hey, that's the safe. Hey, call your grandma is the safety line for everyone.
Because they know grandma will go through hell and high waters to make sure that they're good. You better call your grandma.
Next up on the so yeah, both of them are in jail together, and I'll make sure I keep y'all up on the story. But that was the dumbest thing ever to do that ever. And on top of that, he's not getting out until 2022. So he got more birthdays. Next up, Ashley, wherever she go, I'm gonna go with her. This is bothering me. This is really, really, really bothering me. Arizona, South Dakota, and New Jersey have voted to legalize recreational marijuana. As we just stated the other day, T.R. Berry stated that another state legalized the use of heroin, cocaine, and marijuana. So you're telling me you don't have time to fix police reform. You don't have time to vote on people and their civil rights, but you got time to legalize drugs. And little Tony just got arrested last week for the same drugs that y'all just legalized today. Explain that, America. I'm confused. I'm sitting in jail because of marijuana use or a certain amount of marijuana, and I'm sitting in jail in a state that legalizes marijuana.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of backwards because, first of all, they need to go ahead and exonerate all of the people who are in prison or in jail on marijuana convictions. That's first of all, you should have released them first before you release it, because how much sense does it make to legalize something that many people, tens of thousands of people, are in jail for? Then that means that the people who are in jail really shouldn't be in jail. So let them go. I mean, so yeah, that's backwards.
So backwards, but I know you have a better sense of how this works, but they are passing these laws quicker than ever now. It's funny. They're legalized drugs and I hate to I'm not putting the two together, but legalized drugs and rights for women are passing quicker than any. Those rights are passing quicker than anything, and it's so backwards to me because you still haven't solved the main problem in America, which is the division or racism. Racism still is not a federal crime. Come on, man, get that passed. How about pass that? Jesus Christ.
Well, America tends to do what it wants to do, what it has the will to do, what it has the desire to do. So what you see America doing is what it wants to do. It won't eradicate racism because there is no desire to do that. They won't get rid of prisons or reduce the amount of prisons because that's not a desire. They can't have legal free labor or slave labor. So therefore they employ mostly Black and brown people at, working 20 cents an hour. And that's how you get your slave labor. So America does what it wants to do. So whatever you see America do is what she wants to do.
Because there's two.
Leader.
Because there's. Go ahead, Portia. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, just like the current leader, whatever he wants to do is what he does.
Right. Because there's always two. Jail is less about Kathleen Collins said jail is less about rehabilitation and it's more about nickel and diamond felons and their families and the penalties of a business. There's two things I never understood. One drugs and the other one sex workers, right? So this individual choose to do drugs, but instead of going to rehabilitation, he goes to jail to rehabilitate. I'm confused. He didn't commit a crime to anybody outside of himself. So you sending him to jail for himself?
It's the potential harm, Romeo. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I
So
probably
then,
don't know.
so you turn that around to the big blow up that's going right now on social media when it comes to sex workers. You turn that around to women who use their body as a business to make money, but you still in return have the ability to make a OnlyFans and make money. You still have in return to have these certain magazines or your exotic websites and they make money. But this right here, because it's public, is jail. I'm not making sense, people.
So I would like to see someone step up and say, now since make it mandated that the people who are in jail right now nationwide for any type of misdemeanor marijuana offense or whatever it is, even like a felony offense, like it's legalized now. What do we do to retroactively give these people who were locked up their due diligence, their due justice? What do we do with them? Do we bring them out of jail? Do we give them another trial? Like at what point in time do we say, okay, since it's legalized, the bill was passed, all these people who got all these years, what do we do with them? Let's revisit their cases. What's going on?
You think that should go the same for the people?
What's good, America?
You think that should be the same for the people that sold the drugs on top of the people that use the drugs?
So who are the pharmacies? Who are the pharmacies?
Drug sellers, drug dealers.
The biggest. Mm-hmm.
Drug dealers, that's what they
Yeah, they're drug dealers. So if you're not banning the pharmacies and giving them years for stuff, like, I mean, they're basically shoving it down our throats. Like,
drug dealers.
I don't know.
Last but not least,
I'm sorry, go ahead. This pop is kicking me out.
I like that. Last but not least, man, we want to celebrate 22 years, man. Belly was released 22 years ago on this day, man, in theaters. One of the most dynamic black movies I've seen. It's in my top 5. I think it's still in my top 5 as far as content, culture, and what it represented at the time. And shout out to Nas, DMX, and who shot that? I forgot. Professor X, somebody. But yeah, shout out to them, man. That was a great movie. I don't know if y'all remember it, but I think I watched it like a couple months.
We remember it with Keisha. Keisha was the pretty dark skinned girl. At that time, it wasn't a lot of pretty dark skinned, well, quote unquote, pretty dark skinned girls that was in the mainstream. You had Gabrielle Union because she's been around forever. And Keisha was the newcomer at the time. What's her name? Her name is I call her Keisha because that's her name in the movie, but her name is what's her name, y'all? Anyway, I'll have to find out her name. I'll find her name while we're doing the birthday song. But yeah. And then the opening was iconic. Y'all remember the opening of the movie?
Very iconic. Very.
How's it go?
How do you want it?
Eddie, are you ready? Somebody get my back up. Are you ready? What's going on? Romeo, you're supposed to say, can you tell me what's going on? And then Terrell Hicks. Thanks, producer Ashley.
Andre Ford. I love this movie. Matter of fact, I still got the copy that came from Blockbuster. You stole the copy from Blockbuster.
They went under. He ain't steal it. They went under. He didn't get a chance to take it back. I already know how that went. Steady, are you ready?
Our birthdays for the day, man, are coming from who? Our birthdays coming from? Happy birthday to the Odell Beckham Jr. He hits 28, man, and I hope he has a great recovery, man. He tore his Achilles the last game, and
it was actually his ACL. ACL.
And I don't know how to word this. I don't know the iconic Ike Turner. I don't.
Infamous.
The infamous Ike Turner.
Notorious, yeah.
Notorious Ike Turner.
He's giving me Tamar Braxton boyfriend Weasel vibes. That's all I'm saying. He's giving me David, whatever his name is, Weasel vibes. That's all. Happy birthday anyway.
We got balloons, yeah. The cake is on the way. We got the music playing, cause it's your holiday. Woo! We invited family, and everybody came. I strike a pose for me like you in a picture frame. You got your finest clothes on, and $1 million smile. So we gon' celebrate you for a while. And don't forget we got the candles when you away. Don't forget we got the candles. Happy birthday, gonna celebrate you for a while. Candles, blowing you away. Wait. Candles. Happy birthday, happy girl. If you're proud to make another year, then put your hands up.
And bomb in the air. Okay, y'all. What time is our guest coming? We got a guest coming at 9 a.m., I believe. What else we got on the docket, y'all?
Let me throw this out there because Portia brought this up earlier, and a new video has surfaced that they are turning on Fox News because they just projected for Trump to lose Arizona, and there is a mob outside of the ballot place this morning at that ballot poll place. Y'all gotta take these ballot poll places off the address, man. Come on now.
Send me a link, Romeo. I'll pull it up. Where is it?
Y'all gotta. I'm gonna take it to you right now. Y'all gotta take this ballot poll place. Because this is not the move, man. I don't know what's going on, but y'all gotta start protecting these people. Like, protect these people, man. Everybody's voice counts and everybody's votes counts. Y'all just can't put people out there in the open like that. Like, let's get that together. And this is happening in Arizona.
Where is it? Did you put it in there? Because I was looking for it online. I didn't see it. Because CNN still has it. Okay, Instagram is a little more instantaneous than CNN.
Iris, Portia don't have months in the bottle her this morning. Yep.
He do be bothering me, don't he, Iris? Y'all be noticing that.
He'll say voter update in Pennsylvania is a clear Biden win to me.
It's clear?
Okay. My thing is protected.
Shame on Fox! 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 Shame on Fox!
What are they saying?
Shame on Fox.
Oh.
So I don't know if y'all can see the people that had the assault rifles, but they're standing outside one of the ballot polling places in Arizona. And they're screaming shame on Fox for announcing that Trump was losing in that county or in that area. And a lot of people consider Fox to be I guess a partner of Trump or whatever like that. But
Trump, definitely.
But it still goes back to what you said earlier, man. I really don't think these places should not be public. These should not be public places, man. These people are coming to do a job for the.
And the thing about it, here's the funny part to me, is the fact that despite Fox being extremely right-wing news gathering organization, it is still a news gathering organization. They still have to report the news. And the fact that the people would turn on them for reporting exactly what happened is just ridiculous to me. It's preposterous. How do you go against, because they're reporting what actually took place, and you're going to blame Fox News? Now you're going to flip on Fox News? Now you're going to flip the script? I don't get it. These people are lost.
Right.
So, what was the latest projection for Arizona? Because CNN hasn't changed. So
they're not going to change. It probably won't change all day. Right now, he leads by 1.5 percentage points, so he has a comfortable lead in Arizona and Nevada, while the race in Georgia is, like I said, within 0.5 percentage point, 49.6 to 49.2. Nevada is. I'm sorry.
Who has the lead? You say he has a comfortable lead in Nevada and Arizona. Who has the lead, Terry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Biden has a lead in Arizona and Nevada. Trump has a lead in Pennsylvania and Georgia.
Okay.
So those are the outstanding states. And I believe North Carolina is still being counted as well. And Trump leads there as well. So right now, I'm sorry, Biden leads by 40 electoral votes, 253 to 213. So all Biden needs is 17 more electoral college votes to win. And if he wins Arizona and Nevada, that will put him over the top. That would give him the electoral votes to win the election if he's declared the winner in Arizona and Nevada.
So I just pulled up, I Googled election, and this is what came up. So they're already projecting Joe to win Arizona. They gave it to him already. The light shaded blue is projected to go to Joe again, and that's 6 more votes, which will take him to the 270, even if he does not get Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and or Georgia.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Romeo.
I'm putting together a group of people who want to come with me to DC to help the president move. I'll pay for the U-Haul. I'll pay for lunch. I need all my black people who want to come with me, Team Romeo. We just go help him out early. We'll go there and we'll help him move for free and just throw him on out. That's what I'm planning on. Let's go.
Well, yeah. Actually, the official eviction date is January 21st. But I understand that there are a lot of people who want the resident to leave the premises early.
Evict him. That's what needs to start trending. Evict him. Evict him. Evict him.
Well, we can go ahead. We can, if the trend continues in this direction. Biden has won the 2020 presidential election because he has won Arizona as projected, and he's trending to win Nevada, and that gives him the requisite votes to take 270 and to win the election, and it's over. And so it's over. Now, of course, it's not over because there's going to be a bunch of lawsuits, and there is the specter of corruption because your faithful leader, Portia's president, has said that the mail-in.
My president is blue. I got on blue. Don't do that. My president is Joe Biden. But it will be over, and technically Biden would be the winner. But of course, there's going to be a bunch of lawsuits, just like it was back in 2000. If people remember 20 years ago, when Senator Al Gore won, or Vice President Al Gore won the popular vote, and Florida and George W. Bush
had won the Electoral College, and there was some controversy about the state of Florida, where George Bush's governor, Jeb Bush, was the governor and helped deliver Florida for George W. Bush. So as you can see, there has to be some type of reform, because the last four presidents, the last four presidential elections, 2000, Al Gore won the popular vote. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. And now today, Joe Biden has won the popular vote. And of course, back when Barack Obama was running, both those times, he won the popular vote. So why is not the will of the American people being adhered to? You know what I'm saying? So we have to consider making reforms.
Well, right now we have guests. So let's bring our guests on.
Not on today.
And Terry, help us to know who we have coming on today. Recounts cost the candidates pay, and Trump is broke, so his friends got to ante up. I heard that, Kathleen. D still said if he moves out of the house, she gonna scrub it down for free.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, D. Yes.
I'm gonna rent the U-Haul today, y'all. I'm gonna go rent the U-Haul today.
And she
said, U-Haul. You actually gonna rent a U-Haul?
Hey, brother, look.
Get out. We gonna throw all his stuff out right along with that wall that he built. So D said 50,000 ballots left to count in Georgia, 140 in Pennsylvania, 140,000 votes left in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Well, we can go ahead and table the elections for just a few minutes.
Absolutely.
As we welcome our esteemed guest to the show. Welcome to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. We have with us Ghost, who needs to take his thing off mute, and Mr. Kenneth Hobson. They both were involved. Well, Ghost was the producer and star of a very gripping, chilling film called Even in Darkness, Cities of Dreams Are Born. And it's in regards to a man pursuing his dreams. He's a single father trying to feed himself and his son, while pursuing his artistic goals and his artistic dreams, and just running into one hindrance after another. It's just a gripping film. It's really, really good. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and talk about why, Ghost, you said you had to make this movie or else you couldn't live. You had to make it. So talk to us, introduce yourselves.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Ghost. A lot of people know me as the crazy black guy on MTV's Call to Greatness. And I'm more than just the brother that broke the world records and threw up on people. People didn't realize I was a filmmaker and a preacher. I don't look like every preacher or sound like every preacher. I sound more like a trap all-star at times, but I try to serve the Lord the best I can. And I got to a point where I was trying to make other movies and other shows, and it got to a point where it was life and death for me. It was, I could not keep living if I did not make this movie, and I could not kill myself because I got kids. And it was, it was that serious. It was at that point. So I decided I tried to get money for it, tried to get funding for it, and Hollywood made it rough. You know, because I had got in the palace grounds, not in the palace, but being MTV gets you in the palace grounds, you assume to get in the Hollywood system to do things, and that was not working. So I said I was just going to do it. So I funded the movie myself, and we started shooting, and while working a corporate job at the same time. And it took a while. It took 9 months to shoot it, another 9 months to edit it during the pandemic. Because of the pandemic, I think we ended up making the film that we made because we had time to mix it, master it, score it. We have 30 plus original songs. Most of the music you heard in it is either unreleased or new music. So virtually most of the music, excluding one song, the world's never heard. So we tried to give you an experience. It's a faith-based movie that we didn't want to look like a faith-based movie. We wanted to make a movie that anybody in the trap could say, yo, that's a dope flick, and enjoy it and be impacted by truth. Because what a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of dope boys. There's a lot of girls on the pole praying to God every single night. And I've seen it. And I've seen miracles in a way come that our community and our culture is a seen experience that other cultures have not, and other demographics have not. So try to make a movie that anybody outside could say, "Yo, God's at work here. And this is entertaining." But people that have been in those circles, been in those struggles, could say, "Yo, that's the truth," and I'm still entertained, and I don't feel like I'm getting beat over the head with the Bible. I'm still enjoying watching this movie.
Okay, so tell us about how'd you come up with the title, and then tell us, tell the audience. Well, introduce one of the stars of the movie. But before we do that, before we introduce the other guest, why don't you go ahead and talk to us about the title of the movie and what the movie is really about?
Sure. The movie is called "Even in Darkness, Cities of Dreams Are Born," and it's about a single father fighting to give his young son the life he deserves. And he's an artist, and he's an actor living below the poverty line, trying to take care of his young son and going through the rigors and the struggles and the hells of being an artist. And what we really wanted to do is showcase real deal ATL artists, whether you were rappers, whether you were singers, whether you were dancers, whether you were performers, and showcase their struggle and their artistry at the same time. So whether you weren't even a person of faith, you're entertained by these dope performances by these real people, by this dancer or this singer or this saxophone player or these actors. And like many people, this dad is trying to make it, trying to figure out how to provide for his family, trying to provide how to provide for himself. And that journey is a hard one. And especially for people right now, that there are people struggling, eking by, just trying to make it, eking by in hopes they can get a dream. People, I'm talking to people of entertainment right here. And each one of you has experienced times where, okay, I have this dream, I have this desire, this fire inside of me that I can't put out and can't let get put out. That's got to burn so bright, I got to share it with people. And for those individuals with this unquenching thirst, this unquenching fire, what do you do? What do you do when the world says you can't make it? You're not good enough, but you're not handsome enough. You're not decent enough. You're not righteous enough. Does that mean you're fired? You don't get to get it? Does that mean it doesn't get to burn? No, it's BS. It's a lie. You do get to burn. You do get to grab your dreams. And we wanted to show a film that showcased real deal people, broken, not perfect, very flawed, trying to grab that dream and trying to call on something greater than themselves in the process of grabbing that dream. And with the film, it's Even in Darkness, that for us, we found that, again, it's a faith-based film. So for us, it was some of the greatest things God ever did started in the darkness. You know, let there be light. That even with the broken on either side of a cross with them, they were thieves, man. They were killers. And in their darkest moment, you still have a chance to go into heaven. You still have a chance to find your hope. You still have a chance to grab your dream. That no matter how broken and beat up and terrible the world is telling you your existence and your life is, there is still hope to grab not just a dream or a single dream, but all your dreams. A city, a virtual and literal city of dreams. Hence the title.
Okay. And we got the Kenneth Hobson here on with you.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Kenneth, and talk about your role in the movie and what the experience meant to you.
Well, my name is Kenneth Hudson.
I'm sorry.
Hudson, yes. And it's been a long life dream for me to be an actor. And I met Ghost through a friend. And I went to the altar on many occasions at church and just asked God for this opportunity to help me through my acting career and to put me in places and positions that he felt like people can help me. When I met Ghost, I felt so comfortable with him. We started filming this movie, and in the beginning, I actually was an extra in the movie. And he basically, when we was filming a bar scene, he came to me and was like, I heard you was a substance abuse counselor. I just want you to put your realness on the set. And I was actually scared and nervous. He walked me through it. And I learned a valuable lesson through filming this movie, because if I would have stayed an extra in the movie, I would have had a lot of more role in the movie, but it wouldn't have been a speaking role. And I think I was looking for more of being in the movie, but I discovered, because God will show you small things in different ways. I had a very small role in the movie because he had to edit it down. But as people watched the film and the film went through different avenues of being watched, people remembered me with my small role than anybody else basically in the movie. So that taught me that even though I had a small role in the movie, with my realness in the movie, I made a bigger impact, and it made a bigger impact for me. So now going through my acting career, I don't want to just actually look at being in the film in roles of multiple times in the movie. I want to make an impact like I did in a small role with this movie that Ghost gave me the opportunity to do. And I trusted him. I followed him. I let him mentor me and guide me. So this has been a very, very, very humbling and great experience for me to work with Ghost. He's assured me that I have other things that he is going to help me and guide me through, and I'm excited to do that.
Well, let me. Speaking of which, now this film has been is playing at several film festivals, including Michael B. Jordan's. So why don't you go ahead and talk about that a little bit, Ghost?
It's been great. Our festival journey has been really exciting. We premiered at the Kingdomwood International Film Festival, which is the premier faith-based film festival, and we walked away. I won the award for directing. We won the award, the People's Choice Award for Best Feature Film. Because now, here's the thing about our movie: it's a little gritty. I mean, it's real. It was so real shooting it. Like I was like, oh God, this is real. I went to church. Like we shot this one scene early on, and I had to throw myself in a flight of stairs 3 times to shoot the scene. And after we shot it, I was so impacted by it. I went to church. I was like, yo, talking to my pastor. I was like, yo, man, this is kind of real. And he's like, well, the gospel's real. You stay true to the gospel.
Right.
And so having that mandate in the beginning, we stepped forward, making this movie that's really real. That, trust me, people in the trap can relate to. People in middle America can relate to. So it took this gritty, dark, edgy film and took it to this faith-based film festival. And the audiences there,
something happened to your mic.
Something happened to
your mic. Okay, I can.
You hear me? Yeah,
I can hear you now.
The audience responded in a big way, and they gave us the award for Best Feature Film. Then with Michael B. Jordan's Film Festival, Michael B. Jordan partnered with the founders of the American Black Film Festival, Jeff and Nicole Friday, and they created a festival during the pandemic. And thousands of films got submitted, and we were one of 5 narrative features selected to be in the festival. Because it's not a competition, much like Telluride. The prize with Social Justice Now Film Festival was being one of the 5. So then you take this faith-based film that was selected to be in this traditional social justice film festival, sponsored by Michael B. Jordan, William Morris Endeavor, Amazon Studios, Sony Pictures, Opal Tomei, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter, is one of this year's ambassadors. And it impacted people again in a large way. We said some truths about poverty.
I think your dread's on your mic again.
Okay. We said some truths. Can you hear me? We said some truths about poverty. We said some truths about the Black experience as an artist. That the journey that African American actors go on trying to make it is not the same journey as a lot of other actors. There is a different degree of scrutiny. There's a different degree of struggle. There's a different degree of adversity that we go through in not a heavy-handed way. Just straight up, this is how it is way. We try to shoot a portrait of that. And with this individual, this guy in the movie 7 that I portray, he's that actor. The honest portrayal of him doing this and going through his hells and his struggles, but still trying to maintain a degree of his personal faith.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I watched it from the beginning, and it was gripping. My colleague Romeo looks like he has a question because his eyebrows are furrowed. Go ahead with your question, Romeo.
What's the furrow?
Or furrowed, or whatever.
I'm listening to you talk about the film, and I'm listening to you, Kenneth, at the process in the film. My question is more of a socially based, because how do you go about connecting to a generation that is built into a 7-second, 15-second microwave? Connecting the dots for them to be able to say, hey, this is something that I need to see, or this is something that I need to experience. And I've noticed that with a lot of films, they rarely connect on a personal basis. Like what you said that made sense to me was, this is a story about a man fighting, trying to maintain his spirituality, fighting for, like, I get that. So my question to you as a director, when you were actually putting these pieces together, was that a concern to you? Like, how was that one of your main top concerns? How do I connect to people? How do I make this people understand that this is for them?
Keep it real. I think that they're from being in, like I said, I got to walk through the gates and be in the palace grounds and see how people's thought process works. I have some friends who are very famous writers, and I know other writers, and I've tried to make other things. And what people don't do is keep it real. If you just really approach people with some truth, and that's the thing about faith, that when you're looking for a pastor, want to talk to a preacher, you want somebody to come at you with the truth. Just tell me what it is, and then you can connect to that. Some BS or some platitudes or some, I think the kids are like this, or I think this will speak to Black people and the culture. Yeah, we're going to keep it jiggy. That doesn't work. You come to people with honesty, authentic, keep it real to them, and you will connect to young people. Talk about what people are really struggling with addiction. Talk about people are really struggling with mental illness. One thing with the film was that I made the choice that my character was suffering through bipolar disorder. And we never mentioned it. But if you watch the journey, this guy is mentally broken. So we just showed an honest portrait of it so people could relate to it. We talk about addiction, but we talk about addiction in a real way that people will relate to it. And the second piece is going on, reaching out with that truth, making a story that's true, and finding ways to express that truth, then reaching out to people like yourselves to spread the word, to start people going, because we're in the process now where we're trying to get distribution. It's still doing its festival run, and we're still up for some more awards. We're actually up for 4 more awards, which we'll find out this weekend if we win. Fingers crossed, prayers up. I hope we do.
and that's a segue to my next point, because we got to wrap this segment.
Through the directing of Whit Ghost during the film, that was one thing that he actually implemented to all of the people that was involved in the movie. He constantly, throughout the day in filming, made it clear to us that he want us to be real, genuine, and stay truthful. When he talked to me, he was like, "You're a substance abuse counselor. You've had these substance abuse people in front of your desk and you counsel them. Take some of their real experiences and put it on TV. I want you to act, but I want you to put the realness, I want you to put the truth out there where when people see it, they can connect with you." And I did it, and a lot of people came to me and they basically said, "Hey, you was the one in the substance abuse class. You were so real. I could feel you." So that was what he was basically trying to get out the movie, the realness that people around could see and get the message out of the movie.
Yeah, and I felt that when I watched the film. And so as we close down to go to our next segment, I wanted to have a Ghost for you to talk about where people can find the film, where can they stream it, what festival is going to next, and to find out more information about you in the movie and your story. Where would they go?
You can reach me on IG. I tell you, that's the best way to get me. Ghost_monster_ninja, Black Ninja Clan.
Okay.
So we're in the we're up for 4 awards at the Indie Film Fest. We're up for Best African American Film, Best Christian Film. I'm up for Best Actor, and we're best for Best Religious Film as well. And hopefully we'll win something. It feels an honor to be nominated. And then we're trying to see where we're going to go. We're reaching out to distributors to see where our next pack is, but they want to follow the journey to see where they can eventually watch the film. IG me, man, Ghost_Monster Ninja. And that's the best way you can track the movie as well. It's an honor to be on the broadcast. We appreciate your support.
Yes, thank you so much. It's an honor for me being a new actor and to be involved in even this. Thank you, Mr. Swatshire, and your other guests. It's been wonderful.
And Romeo, I'm telling you, check out this movie, Romeo. You will not be disappointed, homie. You gotta watch it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming on. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was gripping. It was chilling. And so I'm looking forward to the opportunity that the public can go ahead and be able to view the film because I came away, it shook me. So I'm looking forward for the public to be able to see it. But thank you so much for coming on, and God bless y'all. And God bless y'all in the future with this movie.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Good info, man.
No, it was chilling. It was great. It was gripping. I mean, it was just like, yeah, because it's talking about. I mean, it took you to church, but it took you to the church in the trap. It was church in the trap. It was deep. It was a unique film, and so yeah, it was. I just wanted to bring them on so that we could go ahead and whet the appetite of the public to get to be able to go ahead and contact Ghost on his Instagram to go ahead and be able to check out the film. Hopefully soon. It'll be streamed or distributed so that people can see it, because it's one of those films that you didn't. What I saw in it, I didn't expect it. I had to bring him on to show him some love and give him some light. So thank you very much, Ghost and Kenneth Hudson, for coming on, and thank you, Mr. Kenneth Hudson, for mispronouncing my name, Swapshire. It's Shropshire.
Oh, you should.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Shrop. Yeah, but anyway,
his name. You should have known better. That was your guest. So even if he was doing it just like you.
You know what, Portia? We're going to go ahead and go on to my report because I don't have time to engage in this kind of banter with you. Okay, so
new Portia and a new Ashley.
We're not doing that today.
T.
Okay.
Yes, T. Joe Biden breaks Barack Obama's all-time record for voters. Yes.
Wait, well, hold on. This is my segment. What are you doing reading my segment? Portia, Romeo, gather her before I have to. Anyway, Joe Biden breaks the all-time record for Barack Obama in terms of attracting or accruing the votes in a general election. So we already know that in 2020, Joe Biden has won the popular vote. We already know that he's won by about the same as last election, about 2 or 3 million ahead of Donald Trump. And so back in 2008, Barack Obama set the all-time record, and I'm sorry, I forgot what the number is. I forgot to put it up, but I got it in the story. I'll go ahead and get that to you in a few minutes, and I apologize, but Joe Biden has just broken it. So that's just something it was just an oversight. I'll get the numbers for you. In a few minutes, and stop rolling your eyes, Portia, as I go to my next segment.
Their teeth were picture perfect. I am definitely a teeth person, and their teeth were picture perfect. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Here they go again.
And here goes some more pictures of their teeth that you can see. You can definitely see Obama's teeth. Every last one of his teeth.
Perfect.
And yeah, and so this is another report that came out. Joe Biden is losing, or I should say, the Democratic Party is losing Black male voter support, and so Joe Biden had less support than his predecessors, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
This is what I don't understand. How can they extrapolate that information so quickly, and we're not even done with the counts?
No. Okay, so this is just this is according to NBC News, and so basically what they did is that they went to 8 places. They interviewed about 100,000 Black men on election day. So they didn't get the people for early election or the people on the mail-in ballots. They went on site in 8 different states, interviewed about 100,000 people, And so they basically got a portion of the vote. And basically, it's a continuing a trend. So he got about 80% of the black male vote in this election, based upon the interviews from the on-site interviews on election day. Back in 2016, it was at 82% for Hillary Clinton.
But so it's a control study, so they can't say that with certainty. So I don't even
no,
know.
no, that's what I'm saying. You know, but it does continue a trend. It does when you do it like a poll, whether you do it on the phone, you're not interviewing all of the 350 million people. You're taking a portion of the people, and then you base the poll on that. So that's what they did, and basically it's holding true. Portia, if you let me finish, it was 80% this time. It was 82% for Hillary Clinton, black male support for Hillary Clinton in 2016. It was 87%. It jumped to 87% in 2012 for Barack Obama in 2012. But it was at an all-time high of 97% in 2008. So as you can see, since 2008, there has been a steady decline in black male support for the Democratic Party. And so what NBC News was doing was trying to figure out what is the reason for that trend, why it went down from 97 to 87 to 82 to 80. There's a downward spiral in black male support for the Democratic Party, and we need to go ahead and discuss in the future shows what is the reason for the defection either to another party or to the Republican Party. Because as we know, Kanye West did not go to the Republican Party. He went ahead and had he went to an independent party.
Maybe it's their sample sizes that they're interviewing and or doing focus groups on.
No. Well, the previous elections, they did the entire body.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, let's make it factual. So let's do the entire body. Let's get some facts in there, and not just a sample size that you guys deem is they're qualified to do the survey.
Okay. Well, I just think that sample sizes are indicative. I mean, they just provided like a microcosm of a big macro problem or a situation. So you don't have to get everybody.
That's what they did last time, isn't it?
Well, that's what they were able to do. They haven't been able to do that yet.
Apples to apples, oranges to oranges.
Okay, see, she just want to argue. Let's go on to the next segment. Because when they do polls all the time, they don't get everybody. They do a sample size.
Give me the inclusive body of the sample size, and then be able to make comparisons. If they did it for everyone last time, let's do it for everyone this time. Let's see who we really land.
Well, they wanted to.
I truly do think that black men are out there supporting the Democratic Party, and this is just based off of what I think. Like, I don't have a huge sample size to go by or a study to go by. I just feel like they are, and you can't.
Well, Portia, even though
100,000 people and be like, oh yeah, it's going down.
No, Portia. Listen, Portia. Even if it is going on a downward spiral, which I've already proven from the previous elections, as I already enumerated it to you. Still, if it's only 80%, if it's only 80%,
and spell enumerating. Go ahead and move on to the next report.
Hold on.
Oh, I ain't see that one.
Wait.
Go ahead and trying to explain it. Let's go on to your next.
No, hold on. What I'm saying is, in lieu of your jokes. No. What I'm saying is, even if it's only 80%, anybody who has a batting average or winning percentage of 8 out of 10, that is still outstanding.
Yeah.
So even if the NBC News poll study holds out and they're able to interview or able to get the sample or able to get the entire American electorate and make a judgment based on that, if it's still 80%, 8 out of 10 is still very good for the Democratic Party.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that it's hard to repeat history with Barack Obama's 97% back in 2008. That's probably never going to happen again. Anyway, thank you, Ashley, for your patience, and you may now return to my segment.
And Lau.
Be quiet now. As I was talking about earlier, and so we don't need to go through it all again. polling experts and voter experts have said fraud is exceedingly rare in America. Once the ballots are cast, corruption is rare. Where we have a problem is voter suppression that tries to prevent, and that is very prevalent in America. That is extremely prevalent. So there's two differences here. Is one is stopping people from even being able to vote at all, like they did in Georgia in 2018 with the governor's race between Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp. And then there's the casting of the vote and being able to mail it in and having it counted. The polling experts saying that corruption is extremely rare. So they said that to say this: the results that you will probably see today, or maybe even tomorrow, with Joe Biden as the president of the United States is legitimate. It's authentic. And so that is what they were trying to say. But of course, we have to go through all the rigmarole and the legal entanglements that are going to pursue. So even though the election may even end today, technically it's not going to be over because of all the many lawsuits that have already been filed. So anybody have anything to say about that?
There's just no basis for the lawsuits to be filed when the counts have not even completed. Like, we're still in the midst of the count. What lawful basis are you basing your lawsuits on? I just don't. I don't understand.
Well, the thing is that he might file one in Michigan as well.
No, we understand that. No, we really understand that. And he said he was, because he was talking about stop the vote. It's just crazy. I don't. He's a 2-year-old.
Stupid.
He's a 2-year-old in office throwing tantrums. I can't stand.
Yeah, but I just wanted our audience to be aware that there is probably going to be an announcement either today or tomorrow about the winner. It might happen today. It may happen today. Most likely it's going to be tomorrow, but it will not be over because there will be a number of lawsuits and probably a recount in Georgia and maybe even in Philadelphia. I'm sorry, not Philadelphia, but Pennsylvania. So we're facing probably 2 recounts, but those will be irrelevant.
Awesome, right?
Yeah, those might be irrelevant if Biden go ahead and wins out in both Nevada and Arizona. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to be patient. Go ahead, Romeo.
Shout out to everybody who voted for Kanye West. Y'all clowns.
Yeah, and it's funny, and it's both funny and not funny because of the fact that he accrued 50,000 votes. But when you look at, like, say, Pennsylvania and Georgia and Arizona, where the margin of victory is this small, how many of those votes that would have went to Biden or Trump went to Kanye West? It was a waste. It was a waste. And so, yeah, so I'm just, there's a lot of people who are feeling some kind of way about this based upon how close this election, which is the closest election since John Kennedy defeated Richard Nixon back in 1960. So every vote is counting. So all those 50,000 votes that went to Kanye could have went to either Biden or Trump. So that, yeah.
I still don't understand how it's this close. Like, I just don't get how it's this close after 200,000 plus have died from COVID, after he put those kids in a cage, after 200 and shit, probably way more than 200, but authenticated lies that he told in office. I just don't get it.
Don't stop there, Portia. Keep going. He got more. I know he got more. Keep going. You on the road.
I'm just saying, let me tell y'all what the one that really got me on it wasn't on camera. It probably was on camera, but they released the audio. Grab them by the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that was cool because it was locker room talk.
That's what he said. That was man talk. And
y'all see how Melania be acting. Melania can't wait to get the hell up out that White House. Melania like, peace.
You hear about women being abused, and I'm not saying that, but I will say this: every time that woman is in public, she look afraid. I don't care what nobody.
There's this video montage of her, of them being out in public, and every time he reaches for her hand, she snatches it away. Don't touch me.
Right. She snatches or she flinches. Like, that woman is afraid. I don't care what nobody say. She talk afraid. She walk afraid. It's like, how long do I got to stand in front of this camera? Are we done yet? Okay, good.
Well, I just think she's repulsed. I mean, she just looked like she's disgusted.
How can you not be? How can you not be?
Yeah. I mean, you know, she might be afraid, but it looks like a person who can't wait to get out so that she can get divorced and become, hopefully she's a naturalized citizen, because, you know what I'm saying?
What about their son? Y'all know their son is going through it. Oh, can't even imagine. And then, okay, let me stop. What, you got something else on your report?
Yeah. Let's go on to our next segment, because you about to take it to another level. So let's go ahead and move on to our next segment. Ashley. The word of the day is, I'm trying to get back into this. Sometimes I forget, but I try to provide a word of the day. And today's word is vituperation. And that's basically just extreme denunciation of someone. It's just bitter and abusive language that is unnecessary. It's unnecessary abusive language when you're in an argument and you start those ad hominem attacks and you start saying things about people. And I'm sorry, Romeo.
No, I'm pronouncing my enunciation. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just bitter and abusive attacks. So when just like most of the Twitter posts from y'all's president is an exercise in vituperation. He speaks very vituperative with other people, or just denouncing them, talking about them, just stomping on them on Twitter. That is an example of vituperation or vituperative exchanges.
First of all, stop giving that man to me. Give him the Porsche. Don't give that man to me.
Oh, okay. Y'all see, I got my on the day. Detroit came through. Y'all, I'm not gonna let it rest. Detroit saved single-handedly.
Yeah, and that was
shout out to all of my Facebook friends out there who's down for the cause. They was out there in the midst of it. They were in the counting rooms. They were making sure that the angry mobs didn't attack. Shout out to Jerome Buffington. I saw him on my timeline, and everyone said everywhere that he was the most calmest man ever. He even made it to the New York Times. I'm gonna see if I can bring that post up. Shout out to Summer Woods, and Jennifer Smith. Jennifer Smith is actually a GSU, Grambling State University grad, so I had to shout her out. But they're both HBCU grads. They're both in there in the fight, making sure that every single ballot got counted in Detroit, okay, at the TCF Center downtown. Summer runs the TCF Center. So we're gonna see if we can get Summer to come on. She said in her post that she's running off of 10 hours of sleep. So we're not gonna bother her today. We're gonna try to bother her tomorrow. Let's see if she can come on and give us a bird's eye view of what actually took place inside the TCF Center while an angry mob was just descending upon them to make them stop counting legal votes.
Yeah, I might have to come back on for that. That's fascinating. I mean, to sit there and you're unarmed, and you got people who are violating. They're basically trampling on your rights to be free and safe, and you're doing the American people's business. And so,
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull up his picture. Of course, he has on a mask because he was doing the responsible thing.
Right.
With I can't find it on my timeline. This new little algorithm Facebook put up. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Can't find nothing.
Can't find nothing. I'm like, it was just here. I had it, so when I opened up Facebook again, it would be right there. And it's just gone.
This is new algorithm will show you everything else. But before we, as Portia is looking for that, and Ashley is vituperating me, we're gonna put up a recent interview, I sat down with Sandra, Asanya, and the ladies of Central Ave, and we had a great conversation about the new show release. Shout out to my partner Will Packer, and check it out. Romeo International, rolling out weekdays. Welcome, first of all. I know y'all got a long day, so I'm gonna make this fun and exciting. Two beautiful Black women setting new standards. How is this Central Ave journey been going?
It's been absolutely amazing to have an opportunity to work with Will Packer, Monique Notes, who is an African-American woman and one of the first showrunners in this industry. It's really been a dream job. You know, we talk about this being the right show for right now. We think about everything happening in the world. We know that we're all having different experiences. And so it's really hard to tell authentic stories without all those voices being a part of the conversation. So not only are we diverse in front of the camera, we're diverse behind the camera with a great team. And so it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I feel like I'm living out my dream. I'm on a show that I would want to watch. Like, I couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Is it difficult to find that voice, that diversity voice? Is it hard to find that balance of diversity to bring people and make them feel inclusive?
I think when you're telling stories in such an authentic way, people have no choice but to feel connected to it. They can resonate with the stories. We really try, when we say inclusive, we really do mean everybody. Our morning meetings, our production virtual meetings, and which is with our entire team, is a reflection of the inclusivity that we speak of. Yes, we're diverse, and yes, we're women of color in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, me being from New York, personally, I always compare it to getting on the subway, where you are literally in this melting pot. You are surrounded by all kinds of people from all walks of life. And that is literally how our team is set up, because for so long, entertainment news, magazine, pop culture shows have been the same. They literally haven't changed, and we are bringing something different. And that inclusivity means everyone across the board. It doesn't mean that we talk about the same celebrities as some of the entertainment news magazine shows that'll talk about them. We also talk to the ones that they aren't talking to. So we really balance it all. We want you to watch and see your favorites along with, the A-listers that you come to know and love as well. We're trying to cover everyone across the board for sure.
But I thank you for your time, energy, and I'm so excited about the new season. I really am, and I think you guys are super dope. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Romeo.
Romeo, we really appreciate it.
And that was my conversation with the ladies of Central Ave. Even though they did admit that they both had a crush on me at the same time, I told them that, I just can't do that in life. But I love Central Ave, man. Shout out to the ladies, Will Packer, and the new season.
And they exemplified that they had a crush on you by saying hi.
Yeah. So technically, King James, it was behind the words. You got to look behind the words, man. It was like,
okay.
Hi, Romeo. You got to see the edit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I saw it there. You saw it, Portia?
I didn't see it. I'm not gonna stamp that.
You're not gonna co-sign that.
I'm not co-signing that. I'm not stamping that. But listen, y'all. So I was this new algorithm with Facebook, it's so crazy. Like when you go in, like the feed that you saw before, it's a completely different new feed. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but I can't find the doggone story and I can't remember who had it up. But what I did find was this one video, and I hollered. This is another one of my media friends here in Detroit, Montez Miller. Let me see if
Montez. How
Montez.
Yes.
Montez. So let's see if we can look at her video. Hold on. Hopefully we can hear it this time.
Listen, we are here to ensure power for black people. Black people forever! I said
He a fool.
Like, they look like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah, they turned around and like, what the hell?
That is okay. So that's what we did.
Well, basically, he interrupted, and they turned around and looked at him like, how dare you interrupt our interruption? So we're trying to interrupt the democratic process. How dare you interrupt us from interrupting the democratic process? So yeah, that was funny. That was funny. I like that. You got to have some intestinal or testicular fortitude to be able to pull that one off. He got a lot of testicular fortitude.
Okay, I see where we're going then. I gotta. Oh, I hope I can find this. Now I want to find mine because you know what, I'm concerned in two ways, King James. I'm happy that everybody is proud and speaking out, but I'm not gonna be happy until I don't know if after the decision this is made, this is gonna. I said this yesterday on the show. I think one of the main priorities should be calming people down. I don't think it should be economics. I don't think it should be whatever. I think like that first 100 days in, hey, everybody, let's calm down. Let's find ourselves. That's my concern. People not being able to.
No, I totally agree. And I did find the picture. I couldn't find the actual caption that I was trying to read, but Palencia Mobley, she's another friend. She's another Facebook friend as well. And in Detroit, she is known as the Water Lord. But she posted this about Jerome Buffington. He is definitely what did I do? Hold on, y'all. Is definitely someone that they heralded as being calm in the eye of the storm, and he made the New York Times. So I just wanted to share this picture of him right quick, and you can see that Trish DeWalt, which is one of Palencia's friends, she said that the man in the black has been so calm and patient dealing with these agitators, and Palencia was just saying, that's my brother, Jerome Buffington. So this is Jerome right here. You can see that he is addressing this angry mob. He's down there at the TCM Center and he's calming things down. So again, it made the New York Times, y'all. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody in Detroit that came together, just making it happen. Happy to know him. You know, I'm sad I couldn't get down there. Like I said, I didn't have my what you call him, Terry? I didn't have my escort. Terry called my chauffeur. I didn't have it. And in trying to get down there, they started blocking things off. And so I was just like, okay, you know what?
No, I agree with the state police, the Michigan State Police and the authorities blocking it off because it was nonsense, because it was it was futile agitation. It was futile because it didn't accomplish anything, because by the time they got down there, it was already a wrap. Michigan has already been declared a winner. I'm proud of Detroit and Wayne County and the surrounding counties, the tri-state area or the tri-county area, for helping to bring Michigan in for, bringing the vote to Biden. I was surprised that Ohio, basically did not do the same, but that's another story. But I'm proud of the Detroit tri-county area.
All my life. What is my concern? If that's the case, were they blocking these streets because of fear of protesters, or are they blocking these streets to actually protect people? Because, like you said earlier, these places, even Atlanta, you're boarding up buildings and stores. Are you trying to protect, or are you in fear of something? That's my country concern. What are we doing right now? Are we in fear that something is going to take place, or are we trying to protect?
Yeah, I do. I actually have a great positive thought pertaining to that, Romeo, but I'll wait a couple of minutes so that I can bring it up. It's actually a quote from Nelson Mandela, and it sums up the state of our nation. Just sums it up really nicely. So give me about 5 minutes, I'll bring it up.
They issued the National Guard last night in Philadelphia.
Oh, and
they also issued it in Atlanta. Those were the two places that popped up overnight that they called in the National Guard. Now, what are you calling them in for? I have no clue, but please tell me. I mean,
Well,
I'm not going downtown, but tell me why you calling them in for.
Yeah.
Well, if the motorcade that welcomed Senator Kamala Harris to Austin, Texas last week, if they're any indication of this voter suppression or whatever it is that's going on, they were actually 50-1 with the police. So they outnumbered police 50-1 in Austin, Texas when they welcomed Senator Kamala Harris to Austin. So if that's any indication of how they're outnumbered in other cities and or states, then that's probably why.
Yeah, I'm very concerned because there's a lot of demagoguery being spewed, not only from Pennsylvania Avenue, but also on Fox News, where they're actually encouraging and cheering the fact that law-abiding citizens are almost run off the road for exercising their First Amendment constitutional right for free assembly, for an assemblage, a political assembly in Texas. And you had these people armed with Trump flags running a bus, trying to run it off the road, which is basically against the law. And it was applauded on Fox News. So basically, what we have is just people inciting violence and demagoguery, spewing inflammatory rhetoric all across the airwaves. So that is what's concerning to me, is the fact that it is being allowed, sanctioned, and even applauded. And that is very concerning to me, because what are they going to do when or if the vote continues in the pattern that it does and Biden takes a victory and he wins the presidency? What are they going to say on Fox News now? Because people are listening to Fox News. They're listening to these agitators, to these, you know what I'm saying, Romeo?
Mm-hmm. Listening, and you said the keyword they are listening, and I still personally do not feel like we've seen people act and speak out, but there's a certain group that has been super quiet. I'm just waiting. They've been really too quiet for me, and those are the true believers. Those are the true gun owners, and the people that I'm a patriot for. You gotta watch those people, man. You really gotta pay attention, y'all. Y'all gotta be safe for these next couple of months, walking around. Serious talk, real talk.
Well, you talked about people rolling up on people. Don't let people roll up on you. But I think that we just just to be mindful of what we do and where we are for the foreseeable future. Because I think that if Biden go ahead and does win, it will not be accepted peacefully or democratically. It just will not be accepted. And it will start right there on Pennsylvania Avenue in terms of agitating the streets. And then you have that buffoon, that kook, Candace Owen, is her name? Is her name Candace Owen?
Whatever her name is.
Yeah, and she's basically talking about, she's talking about, I'm not, am I going in and out?
So I got something for you, man. I just got breaking news from Melania Trump. I put the link right there.
She leaving
This
now.
is actually breaking news.
Is she leaving now?
This is actually breaking news. You gotta play it. You gotta play it for the people. Y'all got
computer.
Oh no, this is because Portia had her video. Did I freeze?
I don't know. I'm trying to interfere with our signal.
What is going on?
Can y'all hear me? Oh my God.
What is going? You gotta turn up the volume.
And you got an attitude. That's why we're in the predicament we're in now. Stupid.
Oh, that's Melania.
You gotta play that back, Ashley.
Because you lost. All I ask you is where we going. That's all. And you got an attitude. That's why we're in the predicament we're in now. Stupid.
Okay, what was that supposed to represent, Portia?
Melania Trump leaving Donald Trump. She had an attitude because he had an attitude because she asked him where we about to go, basically, because we got to get up out of here, out of this White House. So all I did was just ask you one simple little question: where we about to go? And he had it all. He had a messed up attitude, and so she just packed her bags and she was about to leave. That's all that was.
You gotta have fun. I'm just saying, we gotta have fun with it. If that young brother stood there and said Black Lives Matter, and hey, we gotta have fun with this.
That kind of all just turned around and looked at him and was like,
he was the only saw two black people though, him and the other dude.
And the other guy that was chanting Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Now that was funny. Shout out to Montez. That was funny.
Shout out to Montez Miller. Love me some Montez Miller, y'all.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. We need to bring him on if he can and just talk about what he's trying to accomplish.
Montez Miller is a her.
No, I said her. Yeah, I said her.
You talk about you bring the guy on in the video. I'll contact her to see if
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
If we could bring the guy on, but maybe we could bring Montez on too. So Montez, and I'm gonna call you, girl.
That's what I'm saying, girl. I mean, don't be trying to twist my words up.
I'm not at all. No vituperation over here.
Whatever. And Montez knows who I am, so you know what I'm saying. We've worked together before.
Yes, Montez, the female. Montez.
Yes, that's what I said.
Woman. Okay. Positive thoughts, y'all. It's 10 o'clock. Time goes by so fast.
My positive thought of the day is that I am praying for everybody, and I'm gonna go back to my first statement that I started out with. Shout out to everybody that's counting ballots. I appreciate you, and take your time. King James?
Yeah, I just think that we just have to take inventory of 2020 when things are just getting crazy and it just don't make no sense. Like when Tekashi 6ix9ine gets out after serving less than 2 years, but the guy who kidnapped him is now been sentenced to 24 years in prison. 24 years. But Tekashi, who was involved in all of it, gets out in a year and a half. So this year is just not making no sense. Let's go ahead and take our time to decompress. Woosah. We need a carry today to give us some woosah medicine. You know what I'm saying? The antidote. But just go ahead and decompress. And then just send out some love. Send out love. And that is my positive thought of the day. And I pass it on to Portia Monique, the hater, the vituperative one.
Ooh, that's so wrong. I thought you was spreading love right on the cusp of you saying spread love. You just hit venom right quick. That's so wrong. Apologize.
What, really? We gonna do this now?
Anyway, I know he meant it in all love, y'all. Because he's sitting up here talking about spread love. 2020, y'all. We almost there. We in the fourth quarter. We making our way. Election is almost called. Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States. Hallelujah. We only got a month and some change to go.
In Laou.
But my positive thought of the day comes from a quote from Nelson Mandela. And it simply says, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. May your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. This is Portia Monique signing off for the AM wake up call. You got your boy Romeo still counting international over there. And the first King James that took his talents from Akron, Ohio to Atlanta, Georgia. We out, y'all. Let's make sure we call this thing tonight. Joe Biden for president. Let's go. Y'all see my blue. Stop playing. Detroit came through. Stop playing.
Detroit did it. The
We
D did it.
single-handedly delivered the election. Stop playing.
Delivered the election.
What's up, Georgia? What y'all doing? Cause yeah.
Well, actually, Georgia is coming through too because of the fact
Y'all
that
slow, real slow. Call it.
right,
Go.
right.
Atlanta. Y'all sitting out there partying with pools in y'all doggone clubs. Y'all should have been the first one at the polls. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. Have a good day. We'll see y'all.